care, too.
Glenwood. Smart choice, Mom. What a beginning.
Beginnings with style at Glenwood Regional Medical Center.
Hi, I'm Amber Herring at Herring Furniture. We are celebrating the grand opening of our all-new bargain center with great sale prices throughout the store. Quality name brands such as Bassett, Lazy Boy, Sealy, Simmons, and Kincaid. We offer more convenience, better selections, quality, and always the lowest prices in South Arkansas, all under one roof. So come see us during our grand opening of our new bargain center. We continue to grow, and there is a reason. At Herring Furniture in Strong, where you can drive little and save a lot.
And it's Larry here with Sports for us today. He's telling us about the Saints that they had a close one this week.
They tried to give it away. They did everything they could. With no time left, they jumped offside, gave the Rams another chance inside the 10. But the powers that be looked down on the Saints yesterday and said, nah, you guys deserve a win. Keep your slim playoff hopes alive, and that's exactly what happened. Yesterday's scenario was ripe for another Saints disappointment. New Orleans had fought back to retake the lead in the fourth quarter, but the Rams still had over 2 minutes to mount a victory-squelching rally. For a change, the Saints did hold on. Here's how things shaped up throughout the game. In the early going, after trading field goals, Jim Everett calls his own number to give L.A. a 10-3 halftime lead. Things really heated up in the second. The Saints rallied to tie it up when Brett Maxey picks off Everett, and he's off to the races down the left sideline, takes it all the way back for a score, and we tie it up at 10 apiece. The deadlock was short-lived, though. Everett lets it fly to a wide-open Henry Ellard, who takes it in for a touchdown, and it's the Rams by 7. Then trailing by 10, Gil Fennerty puts on the hero cape, and he's gone. He gallops 60 yards for the touchdown, showing off some great moves. This makes it a 20-17 game. And then Steve Walsh turns the hero as well. Looking, he finds Eric Martin for the game winner. The Saints winning in style, 24-20.
We proved today we're not quite ready for that hearse that some people have been trying to bury us for about the last 8 or 9 games. This football team won't quit, I guarantee you. And I think to come out here today and do what they did, come back, fight, shows a lot of what this team's made of. This team has just refused to quit all year long, and this was just a great example of it today. We're still in the hunt, and this was a magnificent win for our football team. That's what I think. It was a magnificent win.
This is so great. One of the best wins we've had in a while since I've been here. Guys just kept fighting, and in that last drive, everybody made a play. I kept coming, everybody kept coming up front. Turnbull, those guys trying to lose Wilkes. Sam and Vaughn made plays. Vaughn made a hell of a hit on the out over there. Him and Torrey Cook, guys trying to run Torrey Cook. We just wasn't going for that. I mean, guys played together. Offense scored, and it's a hell of a win for us.
You know, the game could have went either way, man. You know, they could have blew us out in some situation, and they just didn't take advantage of it because we turned the ball over too many times.
And the turnover bug almost bit them this time, but the Saints still mathematically eligible for the wild card spot at 6-7 with 3 more games left. So if they win out, they get some help from some other teams with some key losses. We could see them in the postseason play, but it's going to take a lot of help.
So they need a lot of help.
A lot of finger crossing, a lot of rosary saying, all kind of help, and a little voodoo if you're down there in New Orleans, but who knows?
The voodoo in New Orleans. Thanks, Larry. Still ahead, Leighton Spann will join us with a preview of what's coming up tonight at 6.
But first, we'll meet a magician who's making children happy and healthy at the same time. We'll have that story after this.
Truck you can live with America. Truck you can work with America. A truck you can play with America. A truck you can play with America.
Beneath this hot new styling, the 1991 Sonoma is and always will be GMC truck quality. For that, it's earned an exciting new name, Sonoma. It's built to be tough, rugged, and dependable, and it's what you'll want to drive when you're looking for serious fun. Test drive the 91 Sonoma today at your Louisiana GMC truck dealer.
The fun, the goodness, the traditions. Bring 'em home for the holidays from Brookshire's. Brookshire's Tasty Bakery, an old family secret.
Get
ready to be the sharpest kid in class with Sanrio supplies from South Arkansas School Supply. Sanrio coordinates in beautiful pastel colors. Everything from markers, pencils, and pencil boxes to notebooks, lunch bags, and backpacks. And Sanrio hasn't forgotten the boys with coordinates in sports and the popular dinosaur designs. You'll also find a terrific selection of Sanrio stocking stuffers.
Ahern Portable Buildings, quality at factory direct prices. Buildings built to your specifications for storage, beauty shops, classrooms, churches, concession stands, and greenhouses. Finished office buildings, all sizes starting at $1,000. A 14 by 28 deluxe as low as $19.95. Lake cabins of all sizes from just $3,900, or a 12 by 20 handyman as low as $11.50. Ahern is Louisiana's only licensed portable building contractor. Plus, they offer same-day financing and no money down. Come to Ahern and talk to Rodney Cook about your portable building plans today. Well, today some Monroe fourth graders started off the new school week with a visit from a magician with a vision.
Mr. See It is sponsored by Texas State Optical and tries to talk about how the eye works and some common disorders.
The company sees it as a way to give something back to the community they do business in.
Sometimes your eyes can play real tricks on you, and that's what we talk about, the kinds of tricks that your eyes can really play and why you need to tell somebody and how you should be careful and safe at school and at home. That's basically the Mr. See It program, and we have a lot of fun doing it all throughout a four-state area.
Mr. See It is assisted in each show by his friend Iris, the Eye Bunny. Today's show was at Bartdale Falk Elementary School in Monroe.
Well, there's no rabbit tricks coming up here in just a half an hour.
Only more news from the Region 10 area. Leighton has the preview.
Kelly and James, one area U.S. Congressman is trying to force a colleague from Louisiana to look for a new job. Besides that story at 6, Jason Godet is working on this report. Here's a live preview.
Coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll continue our look at the problem of drunk driving in the Region 10 area.
At 6, we'll also have more on the change in management at Deposit Trust Savings Bank and preview the upcoming Winterfest activities. Plus, there's a report from Live I-10 coming up as well. Here's a live preview from Donna.
Late in about 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to find out who won the Media Day competition for the Salvation Army. And, of course, all that money goes to help needy children in our area. I'll have that story at 6.
And Mr. Sees It makes a return appearance here in a half hour as well with his rabbit, Iris.
The bunny.
Yes, live.
All right. Thanks a lot, Leighton. That's Live at 5 for today. We do thank you for joining us on this Monday.
We'll see you again at 6 o'clock. Until then, have a good evening.
Check it out. All our favorites have great low prices, like delicious soft taco supreme and our new great tasting nacho supreme. So run for the border.
$59.79.99. Taco Bell done it again. Run for the border.
Take a ride with your Super Chevy dealers.
I love the truck. A Super Chevy truck. It's all good luck.
And boys, I saved some bucks. This is my third Suburban, and I'll tell you, it won't be my last one either. It's the truck to have. We also use Chevy trucks, as we call work trucks in our organization. I don't just like my Chevy truck, I love it.
I love the truck.
My Super Chevy truck.
This year, over 500,000 people will die of heart attacks. Most will wait over 2 hours before seeking medical help. If you experience chest pains, sometimes radiating to the shoulder, arm, or jaw, along with sweating, weakness, or shortness of breath, get to an emergency room fast. And if you are diagnosed with heart problems, ask about the St. Francis Heart Center. Quality care near home, next to loved ones. Remember, heart disease is not the #1 killer. Ignoring it is.
possibly over 13,000 here tonight for this game between the number 2 ranked team in the nation, the number 1 ranked team in the state of Louisiana, the Ruston Bearcats. And, of course, they come in undefeated 12-0, District 3 Quad A's champs against the Thibodaux Tigers, also undefeated 13-0, and the District 8 Quad A champs. They're both coming off big wins last Friday night in quarterfinal action. This, of course, semifinal action tonight. Thibodaux knocked off Archbishop Shaw for the 2nd straight year last week by a score of 40-25 up in New Orleans. Meanwhile, the Ruston Bearcats came from a 14-10 deficit to defeat Baker at Baker by a score of 38-14 last Friday night up in Baton Rouge. Well, hello on a beautiful night for football way down south in Louisiana, south of New Orleans even, in Thibodaux, Louisiana. I'm Bob Day, and along with Joe Blake and Randall Reese, we'll be bringing you the exciting action of the semifinal game. So stay with us. It ought to be a dandy. We're going to take a 30-second break, and then we'll hear some comments from Coach Chick Childress. A 30-second break. You're listening to Bearcat Football. To him and to the Bearcats that Thibodaux beat Shaw last Friday night.
The campus of Nicholls State University as the Ruston Bearcats are set to kick off to the Thibodaux Tigers, who are now trotting out onto the field. The game tonight is the first ever meeting between the Thibodaux Tigers and the Ruston Bearcats in front of a standing room only crowd of about 13,000 people. The stadium here on the campus of Nicholls State University holds 12,600, and the fans are still streaming into the stadium as Michael Metzger is teeing the ball up on the center of the field, just about set to go. The kick returners for Thibodaux are very dangerous, and the last touchdown they scored in their 40-25 win last week against Archbishop Shaw was, in fact, an 80-yard kick return. A very fast Thibodaux Tiger team, very hard-hitting, as they all are at this stage of the playoffs. The Bearcats and Tigers have had one common opponent, and Metzger is set to kick off, and here to give you the play-by-play, the voice of the Bearcats, Bob Day.
Okay, Alex Williams, number 31, and number 32, Harry, the deep man. It's going to the far side to Harry. This is Donald Harry. He drumbles the ball around. They're going to be hit and knocked down back inside the 5-yard line at the 2-yard line. And I believe Ruston has recovered. Ruston's ball at the Thibodaux 2-yard line.
Bob, that was a low-floating kick. The return man didn't pick it up quick enough for the Thibodaux Tigers. That was Donald Harry, their dangerous running back, and a tremendous break for the Bearcats to start the game.
And I believe it was Rodney Young that recovered it. It's first down and 10 yards to go. Bearcats at the 3-yard line is where they mark it of Thibodaux. Here we go. It's going to be loud. Stay with us. We hope you can hear us. First down and 10. Put Summerall on a wing to the left side. And give the ball to Derek Payne. Payne for the touchdown. The first play of the football game. The Bearcats have put it in following the recovery of a fumble on the opening kickoff at the Thibodaux 3-yard line. What a break to start this ball game.
Strong blocking on the left side of the line. Bonner Siemens back starting this week after an injury. The run was off left tackle. Payne scoots into the end zone for the score with 11 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Metzger to try to point after out of the hold of Brad Laird. Waiting the snap. It's placed. It's up, and it is perfect. So, 10 seconds into this ball game, the Ruston Bearcats have taken a 7-0 lead. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to Bearcat Football.
Kickoff just 10 seconds into the ball game, and the Bearcats have struck pay dirt first. Harry back again to receive for the Thibodaux Tigers, having fumbled that opening kickoff. Michael Metzger with the PAT. This is a very large crowd, and that touchdown somewhat silenced the homestanding crowd, and again, Metzger set to kick off.
They're loud again now, though. Metzger rolls it on the ground. It's coming to an up man at the 30, 35, 40, 43-yard line. Goes number 28, Tremaine Johnson. And that's where the Tigers will put it in play. First and 10, Charles Green on the stop for the Bearcats.
We weren't able to give you the starting lineup a moment ago. Real quickly, offensively for the Tigers, Coulon and Neville, the split ends. Lusky, the quarterback. Donald Harry, the very excellent tailback, their main man from the backfield. Long, one of the running backs, and the wingback is Joseph.
A double slot to this left side. Man in motion is number 15, Joseph. And handed off to the fullback. This is number 32, Donald Harry. He's hit across the 45, up to around the 47-yard line. Number 72, Brian Houston on the stop for the Bearcats.
Jeff Young made the initial hit on Harry that time and slowed him up to enable Houston to come in and polish him off. Good play by the Bearcats.
It'll be second down and about 7 yards to go at their own 47-yard line for the purple and gold-clad Tigers, the copy of LSU. Lusky pitches back to Harry. Harry's hit at the line of scrimmage and down. Number 47, right there, Johnny on the spot, Kamichi Womack for that Ruston defensive unit.
Good swarming defense by the Bearcats that time. They weren't fooled on the pitch. Thibodaux will run primarily a running game. They run out of the I formation. Lusky is an excellent quarterback. He runs the option play very well. And on play action type situations, he'll throw the ball. Look for that on this play.
He's passed for 1,000 yards this year. Harry has 1,745 yards rushing on 253 carries. He goes in motion to the right. Lusky out to the flat to Harry. Harry's to midfield. Looks for running room to the outside. Has his first down inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line of the Ruston Bearcats, where Charles Green drove him out of rounds along with Jeff Williams, number 12.
Donald Harry is a very excellent running back. You'll hear his name called several times tonight, and he made a good move to get the first down yardage.
This is an excellent offensive football team. They put a lot of points on the board last Friday night against Shaw. 40 points against the number 2 ranked team in the state. A double slot this time to the right. Man comes in motion to the left. The ball in the far hash. Straight up the middle goes Harry. And down around the 41-yard line before the Bearcats defensive unit puts him on the ground.
Good defensive play again by the Bearcats. The Bearcats were led on that play by Womack and others. He was tripped up at the line of scrimmage for about a 3-yard gain with 9:53 to go in the first quarter.
Josh Lusky, the quarterback, sends a wide out to this left side. The ball on the far hash. They're going from our right to left as we look down on this stadium turf. Now number 20 heads in motion to the right side. Lusky back to throw the ball. Way downfield. He's got a man, but it's broken up. Incomplete at the Ruston 15-yard line. Back defending was Kamichi Womack, and I believe also Charles Green was back there, and Jeff Williams.
Coulon looked open for just a moment, but Lusky floated the ball up a little bit. Charles Green with an excellent defensive play to break up the big game possibility.
The battle of the unbeatens here before over 13,000. They're standing all around this stadium right now. We could have close to 14 before this thing is over with here tonight. Their combined record is 25-0. Third down, 7 yards to go at the Ruston 41-yard line for the Tigers. Lone setback behind Lusky is Harry. Harry is coming around this end. He's going to lose a couple of yards. Back defending, the first man to hit him was number 26 for the Ruston Bearcats. That's Chris Young. Harry on the carry.
Young doesn't make that play, and Harry gets good yardage, but it was an excellent open field tackle by Chris Young.
Okay.
And Bovaland set to punt.
Bovaland to punt. A barefoot punter standing back at his own 42-yard line. And Rodney Young, the lone setback for the Ruston Bearcats, standing back at his own 13. Once again, this huge crowd on this home side is quieting for a moment. End over end punt, short punt, but it takes a good Thibodaux bounce and is going to roll out of bounds around the 3-yard line. So the Bearcats with their backs to the wall now, first and 10 at their own 2.
Boverland got a low punt that time. He pulled it. It looked like it might have gone out of bounds at around the 20 or 15, but it took a good hop for him, scooted up the sideline. Bearcats with their back to the wall, 98 yards away from pay dirt with 8:51 left to go in the first quarter of play.
7-0, Ruston leading as they scored on the first play of the game. If you're just joining us, they recovered the opening kickoff at the 3-yard line of Thibodaux and put it in on one play with Derek Payne running it in. Put Carr out to this right side. The ball on this near hash. Summerall on a wing to the left. Give it to Payne. Payne over the left side. Out across the 5, up to about the 6-yard line. Before he's brought down by a whole host of purple and gold Tigers, led by number 56 out there on that defensive unit. And that is Chris Watts.
Good blocking again on that left side of the line by the Bearcats. Siemens and Jacobs on that left side, opening the hole, getting good solid yardage on first down.
Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 yards to go. The ball at their own 7-yard line for the Bearcats. Here comes Malcolm's first carry of the night. He's got yardage up to about the 12, 13-yard line. It's going to be very close to his first down, and I think they will say that the Bearcats have it. It is first down, 10 yards to go at their own 13-yard line. Nope, they're going to bring the chains in to measure.
Bob, the officials this week decided to move the game over here to Nicholls State University as opposed to playing it at the Thibodaux home stand. The crowd at about 6 o'clock tonight would have filled up the Thibodaux Stadium. A tremendous crowd on hand. About 12,600 seating capacity here, 7,000 or so more than at the regular high school stadium.
Okay, it's first down and 10 to go. Bearcats at the 13-yard line. 8 minutes, 10 seconds to play in this first period. Ruston up by a score of 7-0. First down and 10. Here they come to the line. Give the ball to Malcolm coming around this right side. He's going to be dropped back at the 11-yard line, a 2-yard loss. Number 83, that is Terrell Kitchen. Kitchen on the stop, and also Thomas was out there.
Bob, the book on the defensive backs for the Thibodaux Tigers, they're not very big, but they're very, very aggressive. They're very quick, hard-hitting, not very heavy. They go 180, 145, 170, 150 in the backfield, but a very aggressive defensive secondary for Thibodaux.
Loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11 back at their 12 for the Bearcats. Double slot to this right side. Put a man in motion to the right. And this is, I believe, Derek Payne. It is. Payne is out across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. Good yardage on that 2nd and 11 play. Up close to another Ruston first down.
Again, good blocking on Gage. Gage is their best defensive player, weighing in at 6'3", 245 pounds, but the offensive front of the Bearcats bring up a 3rd and 1.
3rd down, a yard to go at their own 22-yard line. Here comes Payne to this left side, right side runner. Payne is out to the 25. It's going to be first down and 10 to go for the Bearcats at their 25.
And Bobby was hit at the line of scrimmage and looked like he might have been stopped short of the first down, but twisting, driving, pile driving leg running by Derek Payne. Second effort brings up the first down for the Bearcats.
They got the ball closer, actually, to their own 26-yard line. The ball set on this near hash. Eric Mayfield out to the right side. Put Summerall in a slot on this near side. Summerall now in motion to the left. Laird gives it to Malcolm over that left side. Good hold. Out across the 30 up to about the 31, maybe the 32-yard line.
Andrew Jacobs really leveled one of the defenders for the Thibodaux Tigers on that play and opened up a good hole for Malcolm, bringing up a 2nd and about 4. 6:03 left to go in the first quarter of play.
Temperature about 49 degrees. Ideal playing conditions here at Nicholls State University tonight. In Thibodaux, Louisiana, 7-0. The Bearcats have the lead here in this first period. First down, rather 2nd down and about 4. Laird once again to Malcolm. Malcolm's got a hole. Malcolm's to the 35. Malcolm stays on his feet. They're going to blow him dead, though, at around the 36-yard line.
Bob, one of the officials signaled the ball dead, but another one didn't know that it had been whistled. that goes to show how loud this crowd is. Malcolm almost broke that, but he got the first down for the Bearcats.
Which way is this stadium sitting? North and south. Okay. Thank you. It's in front of us, right. And the north end zone is nothing but a solid mass of humanity down there also. First down and 10 at the 36-yard line. Malcolm over that left side again. Malcolm with room across the 40. Malcolm's to the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. Across the way, a whole host of purple jerseyed Tigers on the stop.
Ramon Malcolm really looking quick tonight. You recall he was somewhat injured last week, but shows no sign of that tonight. Very quick, aggressive running by Ramon Malcolm.
The number 1 ranked team in the state of Louisiana, and number 2 in the nation this week, the Ruston Bearcats, fighting to go to the Superdome next Saturday night. They are up 7-0 over Thibodaux right now. Here comes Malcolm in motion. Give it to Payne. Big hole over the right side. Payne across midfield to the Thibodaux 45-yard line. First down, 10 to go Bearcats.
Bob, this is a very strong Thibodaux Tiger team. The last ranking in the Sports Writers poll at the end of the season, they were ranked number 6 in the state. And, of course, that tremendous win last week over Archbishop Shaw shows the caliber of opposition that Ruston is going up against tonight.
Well, they defeated Baker 25-7 earlier in the season. Ruston beat them last Friday night, 38-14. Summerall in motion. Pitch back to Summerall. He's got a wall of blockers down that far sideline. Summerall's inside the 35-yard line of Thibodaux to about the 33. First down and 10 to go Bearcats across the way at the Tiger 33-yard line. This drive started at their own 2-yard line.
From our vantage point high above John Guidry Stadium, you could see that wall open up on the left side. Tremendous blocking by the Bearcats.
First down and 10, the ball on the far hash. Mayfield split out to the left side. Here comes Thibodaux, or rather Summerall in motion to the right. And give it to Malcolm. Malcolm trying to cut upfield. He's going to be hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage. About 4 or 5 Tigers led by Reed, Ivy Reed, the left end.
You saw an example that time of Thibodaux style of defense. They're not very large up front. They've got one defensive lineman over 200. The rest are at the 180, 190 mark, but they're very fast, and they swarmed over Malcolm that time. A good defensive play for the Tigers.
3:40 and counting left in this first period. Bearcats up 7-0, and on a drive that started at their own 2-yard line. Second down and 10 at the Tiger 33-yard line. Laird back to attempt his first pass of the night. He's got Mason wide open in the middle, across the 25, down to near the 23-yard line. He'll be close to another Bearcat first down at the Tiger 23-yard line, and they're going to bring the chains on the field for another measurement.
The wide receivers went deep on that play, and Mason held up just a moment and broke underneath the coverage and was wide open, and a beautiful pass by Brad Laird.
We're going to keep a close eye if Brad starts throwing the ball very much tonight to how close he will get to setting a season record. First down, 10 yards to go. Ruston at the 23-yard line of the Thibodaux Tigers.
Bob, already on this drive, the Bearcats have surpassed the 5,000-yard mark in total offense for the season.
And they're also shooting for 600 points on the season, too. If they have a high-scoring game here tonight and could win it and get to the Superdome next Saturday. They've had 526 points so far on the year. It's first down and 10 at the Tiger 23-yard line. This drive started back at the 2-yard line following a Thibodaux punt. The ball on this near hash. Carr out to this right side. Summerall sets up on a wing to the left. No one in motion. Give it to Payne over that left side. Payne trying to get outside. Dives forward to gain of about 4 at the Tiger 19-yard line. Second down, 6 yards to go coming up.
That play was designed to go inside, it looked like, but the hole wasn't there. Payne quickly jumped outside for good yardage, bringing up a second and about 7 yards to go with 2:48 left to go in the first quarter.
7-0, Ruston on top of the Thibodaux Tigers, and a drive underway at the 19 of Thibodaux. Malcolm around the left side. Malcolm is grabbed by the jersey and pulled down around the 18-yard line. They wouldn't let him get out there. Carter on the stop for the Tigers. Well, they're watching Malcolm just about as close as you can watch someone.
just as he has been watched the last 2 weeks. It'll be 3rd down and 5. The clock down to 2:15 and counting here in this first quarter. Ruston ahead 7-0. Before probably 14,000 here. Payne up the middle. Payne inside the 15. Payne is going to be down near the 12-yard line and very close to another Bearcat first down. It is first down and 10 for Ruston at the Thibodaux 12-yard line. And, Joe, right now, Derek Payne is the workhorse in this drive.
Derek Payne is putting on a show. As you said, Bob, they're keying on Malcolm, but Derek Payne is showing some excellent running tonight, and you can't say enough about that interior front of the offensive line of the Bearcats. Really doing a good job.
Far hash mark is where the ball is located. They're moving left to right. Everyone in tight. Straight T backfield. Give it to Summerall. Summerall to the 5. Summerall maybe inside the 5-yard line. It's going to be Saga down at the 5-yard line of the Thibodaux Tigers for the Ruston Bearcats. 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5 for the touchdown.
Thibodaux is bringing in some bigger linemen now, very heavy linemen coming into the game. They're going into their goal line defense. 2nd and about 4 at the 5-yard line.
Here come the Bearcats. Straight T formation, double tight end formation. Give it to Summerall once again over the left side. Summerall down near the goal line, maybe to the 1. It'll be first down and goal to go Ruston at about the 1/2-yard marker. First and goal to go Bearcats.
That last play and the one before, you could see the strength of Todd Summerall as it took several defenders to bring him down. An excellent job of running the ball by Todd Summerall.
Well, they mark it just a length inside the 1-yard line. Here they come. First and goal to go at the, we'll call it the 1-yard line. Double tight end, straight full house backfield, and Malcolm is over the right side for the touchdown. Ramon Malcolm scores for the Bearcats. 13-0, Ruston, with exactly 1 minute left on the clock in this first period.
Bob, the very large home crowd is again somewhat stunned. They're not used to seeing this. The Bearcats break out on top, 13-0 with an even 1 minute to go in the first quarter of play. And the Bearcats have somewhat, at least for the moment, taken away the home field advantage.
Metzger to try the point out of the hold of Brad Laird. The snap, the kick, it's up, it is good. So with 1 minute to play, our score, Ruston 14, Thibodaux nothing. Let's take a break for 60 seconds. You're listening to Bearcat.
Metzger set to kick off, Bob.
Okay, puts into the ball. A low bouncing kick once again going to Harry at the 15, 20, straight up the center of the field, 30, breaks it out to the 35, wrestled to the ground at the 39-yard line. Jeff Williams and teammates finally pulled him down, so it's first down and 10 yards to go for the Tigers at their 38-yard line is where they'll mark it.
Bob, that was a 98-yard drive that took 7 minutes and 51 seconds. The Bearcats accumulated 8 first downs. They were 2 for 2 on third down conversions, and Ramon Malcolm scored on a 1-yard run. Metzger the kick.
14-0, 52 seconds to play in the quarter. Slot formation set out to the right side. Now he's moving Harry over to the right also on this 1st and 10 play. Give it to Harry coming this near side. He's pulled down back at the 35-yard line. A loss of 4 yards.
Terrence Hicks with a very quick defensive play scooting in on Harry. He looked like he wanted to bounce outside. That was covered, and Hicks came in. Great team tackling by the Bearcats. 2nd and a loss of about 5, 2nd and about 15.
A loss of 5 on that first down back to the 34-yard line of the Tigers. 2nd down, 15 yards to go. Lusky, the quarterback, slot to the right, left side. In motion now to the right goes number 15, Joseph. Lusky to pass. Little swing pass out in this near flat. Dropped at the 39-yard line. And that is Michael Thompson, and that is going to be the final play of this first period. After 1, before about 14,000 here in Thibodaux, rather. It's Ruston 14, Thibodaux nothing. A 60-second break. You're listening to Bearcat football. set to start the second period. It's 3rd and 9. Lusky rolls back. Lusky's being rushed. Lusky's going to be dropped back at the 39-yard line. Chick Young sacks him on the play. It'll bring a 4th down and long.
Give Brian Houston some credit on that one, too, as Lusky was moving to his right. Houston swiped at him and slowed him down a little bit, and that set up the big play by the Bearcats.
4th down and 9. They mark the ball at the Tiger 40-yard line. And the punter, Boboland, all right. The barefoot punter gets it away. A big rush put on him, and Young is going to let it roll, and once again, it'll take a Tiger bounce and roll dead at the 14-yard line of Ruston, where the Bearcats will put it in play. 1st and 10, leading 14-0.
First quarter stats, Bob. The Bearcats had 8 first downs, 7 on the ground, 1 through the air. Thibodaux had 1 first down. Thibodaux rushed 5 times for a -1 yard. The Bearcats had 98 yards on the ground. The Bearcats threw the ball for 10 yards through the air. Laird was 1 for 1. The Bearcats ran 19 plays for 108 yards. Total offense, time of possession for the Bearcats for 7:55.
And here's a handoff to Malcolm. Malcolm over the right side across the 15, up near the 18-yard line where he's put on the ground there. And it'll bring up 2nd down. That was Goff on the tackle for the Tigers. 2nd and 6, a pickup of about 4 for Malcolm on that first down carry. 2nd down, 6 yards to go. Here they come to the line. The ball halfway between the hash marks. 2nd down and 6. Put Carr out to this left side. Summerall on the wing to the right. Malcolm once again trying to find yardage over that right side. Out across the 20. Up maybe to around the 21 or 22. Following the blocking over that left side of Neelums and Jacobs.
The crowd really knows this is a big play for the Thibodaux Tigers, as it's 3rd and short for the Bearcats. 3rd and about 3 on their own 26-yard line.
10-13 to play in this second period. 3rd down, 3 yards to go. Malcolm over the left side. Malcolm has got enough yardage for the first down out across the 25 before he's pushed back to around the 20. And that was Williams who had a bear hug on him. It's 1st down and 10 Bearcats at the Thibodaux Tiger 25-yard line. Ruston up 14-0 already here in this second period. Scoring tonight on the first play of the football game as they recovered the opening kickoff on the Thibodaux 3-yard line and went in on the first play from scrimmage. And have just now, a few minutes ago, concluded a 98-yard drive for their other touchdown. Carr split out to this left with Summerall on the wing to the right. Give the ball to Payne. Payne tripped up after maybe a yard, maybe 2 yards. Reed on the stop on that right side for the Thibodaux Tigers.
Derek Payne looks like he's got an equipment problem, and he's going to have to be replaced as he steps off the sideline. William Alphonse coming into the ball game for the Bearcats.
It'll be 2nd down, about 9, 2nd and 9 at their own 26-yard line for the Bearcats. 9:15. The clock continues to move along here in this second period. Ruston up by a score of 14-0. And this stadium here at Nicholls State University is totally surrounded. We've got a timeout on the field, so let's take a break for 30 seconds. Our score, Ruston 14, Thibodaux 0. You're listening to Bearcat football.
Time out to try to take some steam out of this Ruston offensive machine as the Bearcats are set to go. 2nd and 9 on their own 26-yard line. A big crowd on hand. We were estimating over 15,000 people here at John Guidry Stadium on the campus of Nicholls State.
Stadium seats 12-6, and it is totally surrounded with standing room only. Laird back to pass. Laird being rushed. He's going to have to tug it and run. He's going to be out of bounds up across the 30-yard line around the 31. Well, good coverage on that defense that time by the Tigers. Laird had nobody to throw it to.
Brad Laird showed excellent speed as the coverage was there. Got a good block on the right side and scooted out for a good 2nd down yards. It brings up a 3rd, and let's see where they spotted, about 5 yards to go.
At about the 31-yard line, actually just about halfway between the 30 and 31. Here come the Bearcats with a double wing set up this time, and Carr split out to this left side. Laird on a little counter play to Payne. Payne's got his first down across the 45 up to the 46-yard line. Payne working hard tonight, Joe.
Really putting on a show. He was hit short of the first down yardage again, and he just drove hard for an extra 3 yards to barely pick up the first down, but he did the job. Tremendous job by Derek Payne tonight.
We're going to be monitoring, by the way, the Catholic-Jesuit game up tonight, and hopefully we'll have a score pretty soon for you in that game. The winner here meets the winner of that one next Saturday night in the Superdome for the state championship. Okay. Summerall in a slot to the left-right side. Summerall comes in motion. Laird, he's got Malcolm. Oh, a little out of his reach. Malcolm was in the clear at the 30-yard line of the Tigers, but it was about a yard too long.
Strong arm by Brad Laird. That was almost a giant play. Good hustle by Malcolm. Just couldn't quite connect, but Thibodaux was not looking for that. You could tell they only had one man on Malcolm. He had his man beat. Almost a big play for the Bearcats. 8.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Malcolm circling out of the backfield around this left side and broke it into the clear, but the pass was just a little too far. Okay. It is second down and 10 from their 36-yard line. Laird back once again, setting up a little screen to Summerall. Summerall 45, 35. Summerall up to around the 37-yard line. Maybe a yard, maybe 2 yards on the carry.
That was good athletic ability by Todd Summerall on that play as he had to reverse direction in the backfield. He looked like he was going to be tackled for a loss and actually made a gain out of it. Brings up 3rd and 9 for the Bearcats.
8:04 left in this second period. The clock moving along. Ruston up by a score of 14-0 over the Thibodaux Tigers. Here they come to the line. This is Mayfield split out to this left side. Larry on a wing to the right. Give the ball to Payne. Payne across the 40 up to about the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. And a little extra going on downfield, but they get that broken up. It'll be 4th down and 4. First punt of the night coming up for Ruston. And Joe, I would say the crowd is back into the game.
Back into the game. Michael Metzger looked very good in pregame warm-up. Let's see how he does as he stands on his own 28-yard line.
Double receivers back. We've got a flag down. Beautiful high spiraling punt. Fair catch call for on the far side by Harry at the 22-yard line. But we've got flags back upfield just as the ball was snapped. So hold on just a moment. It was 4th down and 4 yards to go. And let's see what we've got. We've got motion against the Ruston Bearcats. Now will Thibodaux make them kick it again, or will they take it down where it is right now at their own 23-yard line?
Michael Metzger really put his foot into the ball. Good hang time on that. The Bearcats are going to, let's see, the Thibodaux Tigers had declined the penalty. So Metzger was set to punt again, but they declined the penalty at the last moment. And a good job of punting by Michael Metzger on that play.
Puts the ball down at the Thibodaux 23-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Tigers at that point. 7:11 to play in the quarter. 14-0 Bearcat lead.
Bob, to show how the game's gone tonight, that was the first penalty of the ball game, and it was declined. A well-played game by both teams.
Slot formation set to the left side. The ball in the far hash from an I formation. And Lusky back to pass. Lusky's being rushed. He's going to tuck it and run. He's at 25, 30, 34-yard line. 1st down Tigers before Bobby Williams finally puts him on the ground along with Pat Harris.
That was a design pass play. Lusky's receivers were well covered in the defensive secondary by the Bearcats, so he had to tuck it under and run.
1st down and 10 for the Tigers at their 34-yard line. The ball comes to this near hash. 14-0. Bearcats on top. 6:53 to play here in this second period. Here the Tigers come. They'll put a slot formation to the left side, actually a double slot. Lone setback is Harry. And Harry's got the ball. Harry's across the 35 to the 37-yard line.
Bobby Williams with an excellent athletic move to make that tackle, and hold Harry to short yardage.
The second down and 7, a pickup of about 3 on that first down attempt by Donald Harry. He is a senior. Second down, 7 to go. The ball at their 37-yard line from the I. Slot to the left side. Man comes in motion to this near side, and Lasky gives it off to number 34. This is Long. Long is up to around the 39-yard line. It'll be third down and long for the Tigers.
Long is the only sophomore on this offensive unit for the Thibodaux Tigers. He primarily blocks for Harry, but he'll run that trap play up the middle as he did that time for short yardage.
Clock continuing to move along in this second quarter, down to 5:40 and counting. 14-0 Bearcat lead over the Tigers. Before over 15,000 here at Nicholls State University Stadium. Man comes in motion from the I formation. Lotsky hit immediately. Fumble! And the Bearcats have got it. Jeff Young, number 71 on it. Lotsky and Harry were hit just as they were trying to make the exchange, and Jeff Young pounced on the ball.
I believe that might have been Brian Houston that really laid the hit on Lusky. He looked like he wanted to run the option to the left side, but he looked up and boom, he was hit, and the Bearcats with another big turnover. The Bearcats are in a plus 20 situation on the giveaway takeaway ratio. They've recovered 20 more times than they've turned it over. 2 big turnovers tonight.
Tigers have put the ball on the ground twice so far this time, and then on the opening kickoff, the Bearcats have recovered both of them. Carr splits out to this left side. Malcolm around the right. Malcolm, he's going to be hemmed up and dropped inside the 35, down near the 33. Maybe he got to the 32.
Thibodaux looked a little confused that time on defense as one of their players, Bates, ran onto the field just as the play was starting. A little confusion on the sideline. They looked like they had a drive going for a little momentum, but the turnover really took the wind out of their sail.
4:55 left in this second period. Bearcats up by a score of 14-0. A second down, 6 yards facing them. Here's Payne. Payne, he is inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line before he's pulled down from behind by the Thibodaux Tigers. Led by number 71, Gobert.
We had a little fun going over the pronunciation.
Oh, we did. Especially when you're used to Smith and Jones. It's going to be third down and about 3. Third and about 3 at the Tiger 29-yard line. Bearcats to the line, halfway between the hash marks. And give it straight up the middle to Payne once again, down near the 27-yard line. Going to be about a yard short of his first down.
Bob, we'll have the stats at halftime, but certainly every yard that Derek Payne has gotten tonight has been really hard work for. He's really doing a good job.
They mark it at the 27. It's fourth down and about a long, well, we'll call it fourth and a long yard. The ball inside the far hash mark. Summerall will set up on a wing to the right. Carr splits out to this left side. Malcolm will go in motion to the right side and give it to Payne over that right side. Payne has got his first down. It's 1st and 10 Bearcats inside the Tiger 25-yard line.
Bob, the Bearcats have converted on fourth down situations 69.6% of the time this year, right at 70%. That's a very high percentage, and they did it again on that play.
3:33, and now the clock starts up. Left in this second period. The Bearcats trying to add another one before halftime. Up 14-0 right now. Summerall goes in a slot to the right side. Now in motion. Pitch back comes to him. He's got some blockers, but he's going to be nailed at the 27-yard line. Well, they just pushed Brian Mason out of the way and stood there and waited for Summerall, and a 2-yard loss tacked on.
Ivy Reed made an excellent defensive play for the Thibodaux Tigers that time. He fought off the blockers, and when you get to this stage, everybody's good. The last 2 undefeated teams in the state going at it here on the campus of Nicholls State.
Second down, 12 at the Tiger 27-yard line. Here come the Bearcats. Carr splits out to this left side. Summerall sets up on a wing to the left side. Now hustles in motion to the right. Give it to Malcolm. Malcolm tries to find a hole. Stays on his feet inside the 25. He'll get down near the 21-yard line. Brings up third down.
Malcolm has 13 carries for 45 yards, and Payne has 13 carries for 68 yards so far tonight. Good blocking on that right side by Marsh Bice.
It'll be third down and about 6 yards to go for the Bearcats at the 21-yard line of the Tigers. Third down and 6. 2 minutes, 10 seconds and counting left here in this second period. Ruston up 14-0. Here come the Bearcats. Put a double wing this time set up. Carr split out to this left side. Malcolm to the left, Summerall to the right. And a straight up the middle, and Payne slipped. He had a hole over the right side, but inside the 20, he slipped around the 19. It's going to bring a fourth down and about 4.
Big play here for the Bearcats and Thibodaux with 1:38 to go in the first half. You know that they want to put some more points on the board. Michael Metzger coming in to attempt an apparent field goal. He's 3 for 7 so far this year on field goal attempts. His longest is 37 yards.
Well, you remember the fake last Friday night up in Baton Rouge. This will be from the 26, a 36-yard effort by Metzger. It's placed, it's kicked, it's up. It looks long enough. It's good! Michael Metzger with a 36-yard field goal with 1:11 to play. It's Ruston 17 and Thibodaux nothing. Let's take a break for 60 seconds. You're listening to Bearcats.
After hitting his second longest field goal of the year, a 36-yarder to give the Bearcats a 17-0 lead.
1:11 to play. Once again, another squid kick going and rolling around, and it's picked up at the 35, and they're going to say that's where he was down at the 35. So that's where the Tigers will put it in play. 1st and 10. A score from Catholic Jesuit. It's Catholic 12, Jesuit nothing in the second period.
That was a 8-play drive that went some 4 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock. Michael Metzger with a 36-yard field goal after Jeff Young on the fumble recovery, and the Bearcats trying to hold a 17-point lead here as the first half winds down.
1:09 to play in the quarter. Lasky, little swing pass out in the left flat. It's complete, but he's going to be dropped after maybe a yard, maybe a 2-yard gain. That was Joseph on the reception over there. And for the Ruston Bearcats, I believe Jeff Williams on the stop. No, that was Michael Thompson. Second down, 8 yards to go. A pickup of 2, 48 seconds in rolling here in the second. 17-0 Bearcat lead from the eye. They have 2 timeouts left, by the way, from a slot. Lasky, draw play to Harry, trying to get out to the side, near side. He's going to be, well, he's still on his feet out across the 40, up to around the 45, and a flag goes down. We may have a late hit coming up. Terrence Hicks, Jeff Young, whole host of Bearcats were over there. And we've got a penalty coming up against Ruston.
Looked like the call is going to be steering on the Bearcats with 29 seconds left to go. I know Coach Childress didn't want that big 15-yarder. Right as the first half is winding down, that penalty moves the ball down to the 41-yard line of the Bearcats. 29 seconds to go in the half.
They're right down below us right now at the 41-yard line of Ruston. Here they come from an eye with a slot set to the left side. Wide out to the left. Harry coming in motion to this near side, the short side of the field. Lasky's back. Lasky looks for a receiver. He's completed it to the 31-yard line. Completion to number 12, and that is Reuben Brown. It's timeout for Thibodaux with a first down at the Bearcat 30. We've got a break in the action. It's Ruston 17, Thibodaux nothing. You're listening to Bearcat football.
Stadium on the campus of Nicholls State. The Bearcats on top 17-0 as they, if you just joined us, recovered the opening kickoff, went 3 yards, and have had tremendous time of possession. A 15-yard penalty a moment ago gave the Tigers good field position as there are 13 seconds left to go in the first half of play, and the ball on the Bearcat 30-yard line.
And what a sight it is. We wish you were here to see this crowd, around 16,000. It is first down and 10. Lasky back. Lasky being rushed. Lasky's going to tuck it and run. Lasky's to the 20. Lasky's to the 15. He's got his first down with 4 seconds to play in the quarter. 4 seconds to go. Over there was Jeff Young and also Charlie Green and Michael Thompson. Another timeout with 4 seconds to play. Or have they called a timeout?
The kicker at the beginning of the game, Bovaland, shows an adequate leg. Let's see if he can bring the Tigers within 14.
Lasky is the holder, though. Keep that in mind. It's a snap. It's placed. It's up. It's long enough. And it is good. As the half shows 2 seconds. Thibodaux has put points on the board. It is Ruston 17, Thibodaux 3. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to Bearcat football.
Play as Bovaland kicked a 36-yard field goal to score the first points of the night for the Thibodaux Tigers, as the Tigers are going through a little bit of an unusual ritual as they break out of their huddle now, as they set the ball up to kick off midfield. 2 seconds left to go.
We saw that ritual on film this week. A little unusual. And on that field goal, Joe, they gave us 3 points also. So everybody got 3 points on that one. Here's the kick. Rolling along the ground. It's picked up by Malcolm at the 20. Heads to the far side. Cuts upfield. Knocked down at the 35. And that's the end of the first half of play. And what a first half it has been. As the 2 teams leave this packed stadium before around 16,000. It's Ruston 17 and Thibodaux 3. Stay tuned for all the halftime activities coming up. Let's take a break for 2 minutes, a 2-minute break. You're listening to...
first half. A very solid ball game, very few mistakes, excellent offensive blocking, swarming defense by the Bearcats has been the story. The Thibodaux Tigers, who can score a lot of points, 40 points last week against a very strong Shaw out of New Orleans, have not gotten untracked yet. They scored a field goal with just 2 seconds left to go in the first half of play for their only points. The Bearcats are getting final instructions from Coach Childress across the way. They will be moving from our right to our left, south to north, as we're about to begin the second half of play. And the Tigers deploy onto the field now, and kicking off will be Beauvalan for the Thibodaux Tigers. That will be their first kickoff, or second kickoff actually, of the night as they kick with 2 seconds to go. You can tell that the Tiger fans are set to get back into this one, as it's a tremendous crowd on hand. Over 16,000 people here to watch this ball game tonight, as Beauvalan is going to apparently set the ball up on the right hash mark. As we tried to describe a little while ago, the Tigers, 10 of them line up on the 30-yard line next to each other and do what looks to be a toe touch from the waist down, and then Beauvalan goes over, gives final instruction as they're still bobbing and weaving on the 30-yard line. I've never seen anything like it, Bob.
Joe, you know, Coach Craig Williams, defensive coach for the Ruston Bearcats, when we were watching the film Wednesday afternoon of this, he said, Bob, do you know what that reminds me of? Says it looks like they're out in the backyard pumping water at an old pump. Okay, here we go. High booming kick goes to Malcolm at the 6, 10, 15, 20, knocked down to the ground at the 21-yard line. First down and 10 for the Bearcats at their own 21. And this crowd is fully into the ball game to start the second half. Ruston needs a drive right now, hopefully to get them out of it again. Ruston up by a score of 17-3 starting the second half.
That was Neville that hit Malcolm on that play. A good hard tackle, a deep kick by Beauvalan. And let's see if the Bearcats can keep the momentum.
That first half, a very short one, lasting only 43 minutes. So if you're wondering what's going on, it's been all running tonight. And here comes Malcolm trying to get outside. Malcolm's turned in. Now fights for yardage. Back to about the line of scrimmage. They hemmed him in over here, and we've got a flag thrown late.
That was on 30. Carter was over. I think he was complaining that Malcolm stiff-armed him, which he did. But it was a clean play by Malcolm, and Carter was hollering at the official who pulled out the yellow handkerchief, and that's a big play, as that was a slight loss for the Bearcats, but they pick up 15 on the unsportsmanlike call. Bob, the first and the second half both started off with big breaks for the Bearcats.
And that official who threw the flag has got a good arm on him. That flag went about 30 yards in the air. First down and 10 at the Bearcats' 34-yard line. 11:48 here in this third period, just getting underway. A big 15-yard personal foul just called against the Thibodaux Tigers. Carr out to the right, Summerall on the wing to the right. Give the ball to Payne. He goes nowhere. He was hit, knocked down at the line of scrimmage by Burgell. Second down and 10 at their 34-yard line for the Ruston Bearcats. Carr goes out. Eric Mayfield comes in at the wide receiver slot for the Bearcats. Well, the Tigers have come out fired up to start this second half, just as their crowd is. Second down, 10 at the 34. Summerall in motion to this side. Give the ball to Payne. Big hole! Payne breaks it out into the secondary. Crosses the midfield stripe to the 49-yard line of the Tigers. Big run of the left side behind Siemens and Collier for the first.
The Bearcats put 3 wide receivers out on the right side that time, and after Laird really aired one out earlier in the first half, you could tell that they were looking for that, and the interior of the Bearcats, Nellums, Collier, Jacobs, blew open a hole, and Payne seemed through.
Payne nearing the 100-yard mark in rushing here tonight. Double wing set to the right side. Now Summerall turns, comes in motion to the left. Laird back. Laird's got Malcolm wide open. It's incomplete. Beautiful a defensive play right at the last moment by Thomas back there to break it up.
That ball could have gone either way. Malcolm almost with the reception, Thomas almost with the interception, but for the second time tonight, Bob, Brad Laird has showed the strength of that arm. He is somewhat perhaps underrated despite the fact that he has set a career passing mark for Ruston High School with all the running prowess that the Bearcats have, running at 3-to-1, running plays to passing plays, but he really showed a strong arm on that one.
That first pass to Malcolm in the first half was about a yard too long. This one may have come up a couple of yards too short. Double slot to the right side. Payne over this left side to the 45, down to about the 43-yard line. Behind Mason is tight end.
And Bonner Siemens really leveled one of the Thibodaux defenders on that play, again to open a big hole for Derek Payne, who's having perhaps a career game tonight.
Chris Rice off the bottom of the pile for the Tigers of Thibodaux. It's going to bring a third down and about 3 yards to go for Ruston at the 43-yard line of the Thibodaux Tigers. Here they come to the line. Carr split to the right side. The ball on this near hash. Wide side of the field to Laird's right. Here's Malcolm to the 40. He's going to be close to the first down, but I think he's going to come up about maybe a foot short. And here comes Metzger in to kick it away. They're at the 40-yard line. They need to go about another half yard.
And measure. Looks like they're going to measure this one. It's very close. Let's see what kind of spot the Bearcats get. The statistics right now, Derek Payne has 93 yards rushing on 17 carries so far tonight.
Knew he had to be getting close to 100. Well, he's just about a foot short of his first down. At the 40-yard line of the Tigers, 9:59 to play here in this third period. Bearcats up by a score of 17-3. And let's see. They're shifting players in and out, and Metzger's leaving the field, so apparently Ruston's going for it. Laird back on the field. Fourth down and a foot from the Tiger 40, leading 17-3. 9:59 to play in the third, and the Bearcats are going to gamble for it. Coach Chick Childress sent his offensive unit back out. Summerall to the right. Give the ball to Malcolm. Flags go down. Malcolm is going to be very, very close, but I believe Ruston's going to be penalized 5 yards.
Looks like the Bearcats moved a little bit before the snap, and that's the call. And that'll bring up 4th and 5 instead of the first down, and it looks like Metzger is going to punt this time.
Well, as the play had held, it was going to be very, very close because Malcolm was hit at the line of scrimmage. Okay, Metzger's now in to kick it away, and he will be standing back at his own 41-yard line.
If he had not made that first down, it may be that penalty helped the Bearcats because Metzger, the excellent punter, is on the field, and surely the ball will be in better position than the 45-yard line.
Okay, Harry and Carter are the two deep men for the Tigers. Not much of a rush, and a booming punt off the foot of Malcolm, and it's going to get a Bearcat roll inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line. What a punt off the foot of Malcolm to the Tiger 3. They may mark it at the 2-yard line. And that's where Thibodaux will put it in play. They mark it at the 1-yard line. 1st and 10 from their 1.
Ron Ainsworth was discussing with the official. He thought that ball touched Harry. Of course, it would have been the Bearcats' ball had he done so, but it looked like the official was right on the spot, but Ron Ainsworth, with good coverage as well as a host of Bearcats down there to really put the Tigers back to the wall.
Okay, Lusky, the quarterback, from their own 1-yard line, 1st down and 10. He sets up a slot to his left. That's the wide side of the field, and from an I formation. They're moving one of the pilings. 2-yard line is where it is. It's at the 2-yard line. From the I, here come the Tigers. Lusky, back in his own end zone, gets the pass out. It's complete to the 10, to the 15, to the 18-yard line. Hustling up the field comes number 32, Harry, on the catch from Lusky, the quarterback.
Although that was a big gain, Terrence Hicks put a lick on Harry at about the 7-yard line to slow him up for what could have been a larger play.
Well, the Bearcats had a 98-yard drive in the first half, and that's what the Tigers would have to put in books if they put points on the board on this drive. They started it at their 2. They're now at their 18. First and 10. Harry at the 20. Harry running from the deep spot in the eye is dropped after a 2-yard gain. Bobby Williams on the bottom for the Ruston Bearcats. It'll be second down and about, well, they give him 3 out to the 21. It'll be second down and 7. 8:50 and counting left here in this third period. 17-3, the Bearcats over the Thibodaux Tigers. Here comes Lasky and the Tigers. Once again, a slot set to that left side. That's the wide side. The ball on this near hash. Slot man in motion to the right. This is Joseph. And here's Lasky. Puts the pass out. It's going to be incomplete. Intended out there. Is that number 80? I believe it was for Ivory Reed.
That ball popped in the air, and one of the Ruston defenders almost had the interception, and had he intercepted the ball, it would have been pay dirt. Good pressure on the passer that time by Sebastian Lyons.
Now defending was Michael Thompson for the Ruston Bearcats. Also over there was Chris Young. It's third down, 7 yards to go. Slot set to the left. Lasky back. Lasky puts it upfield. It's in. It's complete at the 30. And what a catch by number 15. That is Roland Joseph for the first down at the Tiger 30-yard line.
Looked like he didn't have it for a moment. It kind of bobbled the ball, stumbled, but held on to it. A great athletic play by Joseph for the Tigers. 8:21 to go in the third quarter.
Lasky is showing us he's got a good arm and an accurate arm. First down and 10 for the Tigers from the eye with a slot to the left. From the deep man in the eye, this is Harry. Harry to the 30, maybe to the 31-yard line before he is brought down. And I believe that was Terrence Hicks on the stop for the Ruston Bearcats.
Harry is their bread and butter man. They go to him a lot, and he was jammed up at the line of scrimmage then. The lineman for the Bearcats drove the blockers back, and Hicks came in for the kill.
Harry came into tonight's action with almost 1,800 yards rushing. He was held to only 9 in the first half by this Ruston defense. Once again from the eye with Harry the deep man, a slot to the right. And here's a pass out into this right flat, complete up to the 35-yard line. Wrestled down there by Rodney Young and Bobby Williams. And that was complete once again to Joseph, Roland Joseph, the wingman.
Rodney Young showing superior upper body strength on that play as he just banged Joseph down to the ground. Had a good defensive play to hold his ground and bring up the third down and 5.
Ball just across the 35-yard line. Could be actually closer to 3rd and 4. From the eye, Harry the deep man once again. Joseph in the slot to this right side. Lasky on a quarterback keeper. Rolls to the left side. He's going to be hit short of the first down on a fumble on the play, but the officials, I say, are going to call him down. Rodney Young thought they had the ball, and Ruston did come up with it, but he was already blown down at about the 39-yard line.
I don't know about that call, Bob. He's short of the first down. Terrence Hicks was a good play, but I couldn't tell, but it looked like that was a fumble, but the officials were closer.
And here come the flag, change rather, back out on the field. Another measurement coming up. We've had several of these tonight. And they're going to stretch him out. He's going to be just about a football length short of his first down. 4th down and about a foot to go at their own 39-yard line. And now what does Coach Dennis L'Oreal call? He is going for it at his own 39-yard line on a 4th down with 6:41 to play here in the third. They're trailing the Bearcats 17-3. And here they come to the line behind Lasky. He sets it up in an I formation, puts Joseph in a slot to the left side. Lasky, and flags are down everywhere. Ruston jumped offside. I don't know whether they jumped or whether they were pulled off. Now let's hold on and see. We've got flags everywhere. And And what will the call be? We're awaiting the official signal. Thibodaux says it's going to be against the Bearcats, but the officials now are still in a conference over here. Thibodaux is saying, mark it off against Ruston.
Bob, it looked like to me that Ruston started to jump, but then it looked like Thibodaux moved.
Randall, it's going to be against Thibodaux. Illegal procedure against Thibodaux it is.
What happened? The Bearcats jumped offside but did not make contact. When they did, one of the interior linemen for Thibodaux moved, thus causing the illegal procedure. A big penalty as Thibodaux is going to be forced to punt.
Well, Coach L'Oreal was fixing to gamble, but he had a penalty just as Coach Chick Childress and the Bearcats did a few minutes ago.
Beauvillain back to punt for the Thibodaux Tigers. A good kicker, the barefoot kicker, standing on his own 20 to receive the snap.
Rodney Young back at the Bearcat 30-yard line will await this punt. And Ruston once again jumps, and everybody is in the action. And let's see, the punter finally gets the kick away. And now let's see what we're going to have. And we've got a little extra action going on downfield. And now here comes one of the Tigers again for looking for Brian Houston. And we've got more going on out there now.
Well,
this turned out to be a mess, didn't it?
What was basically a penalty-free first half has turned into a flurry of flags in this second half as flags are flying everywhere. I can't tell who the first penalty was on, and well, the officials will sort it out. It looked like the Bearcats might have jumped.
The Ruston coaching staff across the way is motioning, saying decline a penalty. So I don't know if they have heard something from an official, but we'll have to wait and see who it's going to be against. Thibodaux once again saying it's against Ruston, and Ruston saying once again it's against Thibodaux. And now we're calling the official back down on the Ruston 35-yard line into this conference.
They're having a committee meeting of officials at the 36-yard line. They're trying to sort this one out. You've got a pretty warm crowd over here now. That last penalty went against Thibodaux, and they certainly don't want it to happen again, and I guess the officials are going to really make sure before they call this one. Let's see. Here it comes.
Beauvillain got the punt away with someone holding it onto his back. Now they're going to call offsetting penalties. Motion against Thibodaux, offsides against the Bearcats. And so apparently we're going to kick it again.
And one of the Thibodaux players was complaining that Chris Windley nailed him to the ground, which he did, but the play was still going on, and Ruston escaped that penalty, so just about a tempest in the teapot, and here we're set to punt again.
Well, it just added a little more excitement to this tremendous football game we have seen so far here. 6:15 to play here in the third period. We're just about midway in the third quarter. And once again, it will be 4th down and 5 for the Tigers from Thibodaux from their own 34-yard line. And let's see, I believe Thibodaux now is taking a timeout. They have, so let's take a break. Ruston 17, Thibodaux 3. You're listening to Bearcat Football.
Some confusion after that last play as the Thibodaux Tigers were set to punt on a 4th and 5.5. It looked like maybe the Bearcats jumped, but actually what happened, there was motion in the backfield also in the punt formation. Offsetting penalties were called. Coach Dennis L'Oreal called a timeout to ask the official over to talk to him for an explanation, but they burned a timeout that gives them 2 left in the second half of play. And again, Beauvillain is set to punt. Standing on his own 20, he'll hit it at about the 25-yard line. Rodney Young back to receive it.
And Rodney standing back on his own 35-yard line. Still 6:15 to play here in this third quarter. And it is dragging on now with all the flags we've had in the first half of the third period. And it's a fake punt. Here's a pass. It's complete to midfield and up to the 45-yard line of the Bearcats. Goes number 30, and that is Randall Carter. Oh, they pull it off against the Ruston defense.
Alex Williams receives the short snap on the fake punt, and breaking out of the backfield was Randall Carter, who was wide open on the right side. And with the fake punt and the 4th down conversion, Thibodaux has it 1st and 10 on the Ruston 43.
1st down and 10. Slot set to the left. That's Joseph in the I formation. Harry the deep man. Joseph in motion to the right. Lasky back. Lasky's pass complete. It's to the 40, down to the 37-yard line. Goes number 26, Poland. And we've got a Bearcat player down across the way at the 40-yard line. That's number 47, Kamichi Wama, but he's up and okay now. Big gain on the first down. It'll bring up second down at about 4 at the Bearcat 37. And boy, Coach Dennis L'Oreal pulled one out of the hat there. Deep in his end of the playing field on 4th and 5. He faked the punt, and the pass was complete. Second down and 4 at the Bearcat 37. Here come the Tigers from the eye. Lasky back once again to pass. Now he's going to tug and run around the line in 30, 20, out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Charles Green finally got him out of bounds. And Joe, right now, the Tigers are sky high. They really are. The crowd's into it again. Over 16,000 people here. It looked like on that play, Jeff Williams was about to come in and make the defensive play. It looked like he might have been clipped. No flag thrown, though. And the Tigers have the ball first and 10 just inside the Ruston 19. They say that's where he went out of bounds. First down and 10. Lasky from the eye. Joseph in a slot to the left. Lasky to the fullback. First man through. Not much there. That's long. Maybe to the 18-yard line. Before the Bearcats put him on the ground. Mike Reeves was on the bottom of the pile. It'll be second down and 9 at the Bearcat 18. Reeves with an excellent defensive play that time, along with help from Jeff Young. And the Bearcats are facing a second and 9 with 4:25 to go in the third quarter. 17-3, Ruston on top, but Thibodaux on a drive now. Double slot set to the left side. Lasky drops straight back. Now pass is knocked down by Jeff Young at the line of scrimmage. Big defensive play by Jeff. That's one of those plays where he was blocked and he couldn't put pressure on the quarterback, so the next best thing to do is to jump up and try to swat at the ball, which he did, and he banged the ball down for an incompletion. Good play by Young. Third down, 9 yards to go at the Bearcat 18-yard line. Here come the Tigers. They set up a double slot to the left side once again. Lone running back is Harry behind Lasky. Lasky back. Lasky puts the pass downfield. Incomplete. His intended receiver, number 12, slipped and fell, and Jeff Williams was back defending for the Bearcats. Williams almost had the interception. That brings up a critical fourth down play. You tend to think that they won't try that long field goal again as they did at the end of the first half, as they're 14 points down with 4 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in the third quarter of play. Brown was Lasky's intended receiver that slipped down around the 10-yard line. It is fourth down and 9 at the Bearcat 18, and here they come. They'll set it up for the double slot once again to the left side, wide out to the left. Harry the lone set back behind Lasky. Lasky's back. Rush coming. It's intercepted by Charles Green to the 10, to the 13-yard line. So the Bearcats do thwart the drive of the Tigers on the interception by Charlie Green. Great defensive play. Tremendous play by the Bearcats. Good pressure on the quarterback. Bob, there were about 4 defenders around one receiver, and that one was snuffed out, and it's so hard to move the ball 98 yards. The Bearcats did earlier. The Thibodaux Tigers fell short, and the Bearcats take over on downs. 4:05 to play here in the third period. Ruston up 17-3. They take over at their 13. First down and 10. Carr split out to the right side. Summerall on a wing to that side. Here comes Summerall on the fumble. They put it on the ground, but the Bearcats have got it. One of those interior linemen saw it on the ground and pounced on it immediately. And let's see, which one of them is it? He's going to be the last one up. And I think when he bounced on that football, he may have locked some air out of him. Now, that was not a lineman. That was Derek Payne on the recovery. Payne is going out, limping on his left ankle. And William Alphonse comes in. Second down, 10 from their 13. Carr out to the left. Give it to Malcolm over the right side. Malcolm ducks his head in, crosses the 15, up to about the 18. It'll bring third down and 5. We're down to 3 minutes, 10 seconds to play in this third period.
What a big play a moment ago, as you mentioned, Bob, the fumble recovery. That could have been a costly turnover deep in Bearcat territory, but the Bearcats now face a 3rd and 5 on their own 18.5-yard line.
There to the line. Thibodaux sets on the wing to the right. Carr out to this left side. Laird pitches back to Malcolm. Malcolm has got a couple of blockers over there, but he's going to be driven out of bounds back around the 17. Number 31 was over there with a great defensive play. That's Williams, the strong safety for the Thibodaux Tigers, and Ruston once again is going to have to kick it away.
Tremendous ball game, Bob. This is what high school football is all about. Hard hitting out on the field. The crowd is really into it for both teams. And Metzger standing on his own 3-yard line. He'll kick it away from about the 6.
About 16,000 strong here. Harry and Carter, the two deep men for the Tigers. Metzger gets it. He gets a booming, spiraling punt, driving the receivers back to their 41. Harry's got it to the 44, 45. Derek Payne down to make the stop for Ruston along with Ron Ainsworth.
Got to give credit to Michael Metzger on that punt. Not only did he kick it far, but he had excellent hang time, and the Bearcats coverage team was downfield to shut Harry down, who's very dangerous. He returned a kickoff for a touchdown last week against Shaw, but the Bearcats coverage was set up by the Metzger punt. 2:34 to play here in this third period. Tigers with the ball at their own 45-yard line. Excellent field position. Joseph in a slot to this right side. They break it out of the eye. Give it to Harry over the left side for a yard to the 46. Mike Reeves was playing nose guard that time, and he really fired off the ball, drove the center back, and helped set up that defensive play for the Bearcats.
Going to bring up 2nd down and 9. 2 minutes, 18 seconds showing left here in this third period. The officials have taken a momentary timeout for what? Don't have any idea.
He's talking to Terrence Hicks and Rodney Young, the senior leaders over on the defensive side of the ball, and now the referee's going over to talk to the Thibodaux huddle. Apparently,
too much chatter going on out there, I think.
Mouthing at each other, and that's what the official's doing. He threw no flag, but he's warned both teams to play football, not talk.
Okay, 2nd down and 9. The ball at the Tiger 46-yard line. Clock back moving again. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left here in this third period. Tigers from the eye this time with a slot set to this right side. Lutsky, little swing pass out this right pass, complete to Joseph across midfield, down to the Ruston 46-yard line before he's dropped. It's going to bring a 3rd down and about 2 yards to go.
Winley and Williams in on the play there. That little swing pass has been open most of the night, not for big yardage, but for effective yardage. That brings up a 3rd and 2 on the Bearcat 46-yard line with 1:40 left to go in the third quarter.
3rd down and 2 at the Bearcat 46-yard line. Big play coming up right now in this football game. Ruston leading 17-3. Tigers to the line. They put Joseph this time in a slot to the left. They come out in the eye. Lotsky back. Lotsky comes to this right side. Lotsky's got his first down. He's to the 44-yard line of Ruston. Maybe to about the 43.5. Before Sebastian Lyons, along with Jeff Young and also Terrence Hicks, combined to make the stop. It's 1st down and 10. Tigers inside the Ruston 44-yard line.
Lutsky got the first down, but he paid the price as Sebastian Lyons really laid a lick on him.
We're coming up to the 1-minute mark here in this third period. Ruston 17-3. It's been no scoring in this third quarter so far. Under a minute now. Double slots to the left. Man comes in motion now to the right. Pitch back to Harry. Harry's going to be dropped for a loss. Back around the Ruston 45-yard line. Kamichi Womack was there immediately.
Great play by Womack. It looked like Harry might have been open for some yardage, but Womack looked like he was shot out of a cannon and made the big defensive play for the loss, 2nd and 11.
Back the ball just about a length inside the Ruston 45-yard line. Down to 25 seconds, and the clock continuing to move here in this third period. Double slot this time on this right side. The short side of the field behind Lasky. He sends long in motion now to the left. Lasky gives the ball to Harry. Harry to the 40, 35, 20, 30-yard line. First down for the Tigers. Jeff Williams and Terrence Hicks finally bring him down. At the Ruston 30, it's 1st and 10 for the Tigers, and that could be the last play of this third quarter. It's down to 5-4, and that will wrap this third period up. Our score after 3 from Thibodaux, it's Ruston 17, Thibodaux 3. A 30-second break coming up. You're listening to Bearcat Football. Lasky drops back. He's going to run it. He's to the 25. Knocked down at the Ruston 25-yard line. Big hit put on Lasky by Rodney Young at the Bearcat 25-yard line on the first play of the fourth and final period.
Bob, in the third quarter, Thibodaux had the stats 11 first downs, Ruston 13. Thibodaux picked up its rushing yardage up to 75, passing yards 95, and 35 plays for Thibodaux so far, 170 yards total offense. The Bearcats 44 plays, 181 yards. Metzger's punted 3 times for 39.7, and the Bearcats, or Thibodaux, twice for 43.5.
Well, Ruston was almost shut down totally offensively in that third period. That third quarter belonged to the Tigers, but they weren't able to put anything on the board.
The time of possession really closed up a little bit. The Bearcats had over double at the end of the first half, but it's close to 20 minutes to about 16 minutes. Ruston time of possession over Thibodaux.
It's second down and about 5 yards to go for the Tigers at the Bearcat 25-yard line. They come to the line, wide out to this left side. Lasky gives fumble, and the Bearcats have got it. And Jeff Young with another fumble recovery for Ruston tonight. So once again, the Tigers put it on the ground, and it cost them dearly.
4 turnovers tonight. One not particularly costly a little while ago on the pass interception, but 3 very costly turnovers by fumble for the Thibodaux Tigers. Jeff Young pouncing on that one, and we have a score in the third quarter. Catholic over Jesuit 18-7. Catholic is ahead of Jesuit 18-7 midway through the third quarter.
Okay, here come the Bearcats from their own 27-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. Needing some time off this clock now. Laird puts it down to Malcolm. He's got it to midfield. Malcolm to the 46-yard line of the Tigers. Well, Laird and Malcolm finally connected, and for huge yardage.
That was that post route that Ramon Malcolm has exercised or executed very well several times this year, and he came steaming down the hash mark, wide open, a beautiful pass by Brad Laird, and a big first down for the Bearcats.
And as you just heard, that other score, Catholic over Jesuit, 18-7 in the third, up in New Orleans. First down and 10, Ruston at the Tiger 46. Double wing set up. Laird rolls left. Laird's got running room. Out of bounds across the way around the 40-yard line. Pickup of about 5 for Brad Laird. So Brad taking a book out of Lasky's, taking a page out of Lasky's book apparently here. On that carry as Brad on a quarterback roll around the left end. Gain of 5. It's second down and 5. They mark it at the 41-yard line of the Tigers. 17-3. Ruston on top. Love to put something on that board right now. Here's Payne. Payne breaks it into the clear. Payne to the 30. Payne to the 28-yard line. First down, Bearcats.
That's over 100 yards rushing for Derek Payne tonight, Bob. Derek Payne with a big hole on that left side opened up by that left side of the offensive line for the Bearcats. The Bearcats are pointing to the clock as it didn't run on that last play, so a few extra seconds left in this ball game that shouldn't have been there.
10:45 left and counting, and Ruston is going to take a timeout. So we've got a break in the action. Our score, Ruston 17, Thibodaux 3, a 30-second break, You're listening to Bearcat football.
Thibodaux with our score with 10 minutes and 43 seconds left to go in the ball game. The Bearcats are on top 17-3 after a fumble recovery a few moments ago. The Bearcats with a pass from Laird to Malcolm have the ball in excellent shape. 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line of Thibodaux. Bob?
1st down and 10. 28-yard line of the Tigers. Ruston up 17-3 and driving for more. Slot set to this right side. Mayfield is the wide out. Lowry the slot man. Lowry in motion and give it off up the middle, and not much doing on that left side. It's going to bring up 2nd down, maybe 9.
The Bearcats want to move the clock and move the ball with less than 10.5 minutes left to go in the ball game. A score here could just about nail the lid on the coffin for the Thibodaux Tigers, and the Bearcats have it 2nd and 10.
Well, there was no gain. 2nd down, 10 yards to go at the Tiger 28-yard line. Putting Mayfield the wide out to the left, Lowry on the wing to the right. Give it off over this right side, and I believe this is Payne down around the 25-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 6 or 7 yards to go for the Bearcats from the Tiger, about halfway between the 24 and 25. Call it 3rd down and 6. 3rd down and 6 just inside the Tiger 25-yard line. 9 minutes, 42 seconds and counting left here in this 4th and final period. Ruston up 17-3, and a huge play coming up in this football game right now. Mayfield comes out as a wide out to this near side. Summerall in motion. Pass is incomplete. Almost intercepted. Laird threw that ball right to Reed. But he couldn't hang on to it.
He had some room to sail if he had caught that ball. He tipped it up, and it stayed up in the air. It seemed like forever. It bobbled around. Reed couldn't quite pull it in, and that brings up a 4th down and 6 or so for the Bearcats on the 25-yard line. It looks like they're going to go for it.
Carr comes in, Mayfield out at the wide out for the Bearcats, and Carr's coming out to this right side, and it will be a double wing set up behind Laird on a 4th and 6. Laird's back, lots of time. He's got Carr wide open. Carr to the 10, maybe just inside the 10. It is going to be 1st down for the Bearcats, and they'll mark the ball at the Tiger 10-yard line. Big 4th down conversion on the completion from Laird to Carr.
John Carr put a move on about the 10-yard line, and the defender kept on moving, and John Carr was coming back to the ball that was brilliantly zipped in there by Brad Laird.
Well, it's 1st down, 1st and goal. The ball squarely on the 10-yard line. Straight T formation, Summerall over that left side to the 9, maybe to the 8, before Campbell brings him down for the Tigers. It'll bring up 2nd and goal at the Tiger 8-yard line. Well, actually, about the 8.5-yard line. 8 minutes, 40 seconds left in this football game. Clock moving along. This time they put Summerall on the wing to the left side, everyone else in tight, and give it to Payne. Payne over the left side, flags are down. Payne down around the 7-yard line. Flags on the are down. Holding against the Bearcats. Oh, big penalty coming up right now against Ruston. A holding call against the Bearcats, and will move the ball back outside the 15 to the 19-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal to go from the Tiger 19. 8:27 left in the ball game. Ruston ahead 17-3 over the Tigers from Thibodaux. 2 undefeated powerhouses here tonight before around 16,000. What a sight to behold. This time from a wing to the right, Summerall in motion to the left. Laird rolls to this right side. Laird is going to slip and go down at the 24-yard line. As he was trying to cut His foot went out from under him and his knee went down at the 24. It'll be 3rd and goal to go from the Tiger 24-yard line. And the wheels are falling off the wagon right now, Joe.
Bob, we walked down on the field before the game, and there are a couple of slick spots where the grass has been torn up and is not there, and maybe Laird hit that then. He also took a punishing lick after that play from Reed. He got the worst of both ends. He had the loss and also took a hard lick, but he's a tough kid at quarterback for the Bearcats.
7:25 with a double slot to the left side. Laird rolls out that way. He's got a man wide open at the 5. Cars down at the 5-yard line. It'll be 4th and goal to go from the Tiger 4.
Brad Laird threw a bullet in there that time. John Carr was open, but Laird really rifled the ball in. A tremendous pass and catch, and Coach Childress looks like he's going to opt for the 3 points, which would make Thibodaux have to score 3 times to catch the Bearcats, the ball resting in the middle of the field.
6:54, and the ball will be placed at the 13-yard line. A 23-yard effort by Metzger. Laird to hold. Wait the snap. It's placed. It's up. It is perfect. As they come back on the field, it's Ruston 20, Thibodaux 3. Let's take a 60-second break. You're listening to Bearcat Football.
Well, after a 68-yard, 11-play drive that consumed 4 minutes and 46 seconds, set up by Jeff Young, fumble recovery.
Bob? 6:37 left in this football game. Metzger once again scribs the kick along the ground, taking it to 33, 40, 43-yard line. One of the up men. And on that stop for the Bearcats, number 39, Chris Windley. 1st down and 10, Tigers at their 43-yard line, down by a 20-3 count to the Bearcats.
Also in on that play was Roderick Malcolm for the Bearcats. The Bearcats worked on special team coverage a lot this week, and it really showed on that play as the Bearcats swarmed the Thibodaux return man. 6.5 minutes left to go in the ball game, and Thibodaux's back is against the wall.
And Thibodaux is going to take a timeout, so we've got another break in the action. Our score, Ruston 20, Thibodaux 3. A 30-second break coming. You're listening to Bearcat Football.
To the Michael Metzger field goal, the second one of the night. The Thibodaux Tigers, right then as they're about to start their offensive series, had to burn a timeout, and that's critical. They had 2. Now they only have 1 timeout left with 6.5 minutes left to go in the ball game as they're set to go from their own 43-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, on that field goal by Metzger, we lost some of the crowd on this near side and also some of the crowd on the far side. But still 6.5 minutes to play. The Tigers to the line from an I formation, put Joseph in a slot to this left side. Now, got to put Harry in motion to the right, and Lasky drops back. He's got a man wide open in this left flat. It's complete. Midfield, 45, out of bounds goes number 26, Cullen for the Tigers. Over for Ruston was Rodney Young and also Kamichi Womack.
Cullen put a good stutter step move on to pick up that extra yardage, but the clock is the enemy of Thibodaux now with 6 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in the ball game, down by 17.
That out-of-bounds play, of course, stopped it for the Tigers, and they need every little second because right now they only have 1 timeout left. They have used up 2 timeouts in this ball game here in this second half. Double slot to the left side. Ball on this near hash. Lasky drops back. Big rush coming. Sets up a screen pass, and he's going to be pulled down from behind by Mike Reeves. Great defensive effort by linebacker Mike Reeves, who caught him from behind, smelled that out all the way, Joe.
The screen was set up, and Reeves was actually behind the pass receiver. He was not on the other side, and he ran him down from behind. Mike Reeves showing excellent speed to break up that play.
It's going to be 2nd down and about 12. The ball back at the Bearcat 45-yard line. 5:50 and moving here in this 4th and final period. Jeff Young, what a play! Back to the 40-yard line of the Tigers. They're going to say he's down at the 43. A huge loss, and what a football game Jeff Young has played here in Thibodaux tonight.
Bob Michael Thompson and Rodney Young were putting the coverage on the pass receiver out in the flat. and Lusky was looking for him, but the pass receiver was covered like a blanket, and that set up the big play by the defensive front for the Bearcats.
Big quarterback sack by Jeff Young to go with his 2 fumble recoveries tonight. Lusky back, draw play to Harry, breaks it into the clear to the 44, 43-yard line of the Bearcats. So he got all the loss back, and it's going to bring up 10 yards to go with a 4th down coming. And a Bearcat down on the field with 4:56 to play. We'll take a quick break. Our score, Ruston 17, Thibodaux 3. A 30-second break. You're listening to Bearcat football.
Who's left to go in the ball game? The Bearcats are on top 20-3 as there's an injured Bearcat down on the field. We'll get that number for you in just a second as the coaching staff has come out onto the field, and we'll get that for you in just a second, that injured player. Anyway, Thibodaux will be facing a 4th and 10. The ball rests on the Bearcat 43-yard line. Thibodaux only has 1 timeout left, and that was Pat Harris, who was injured. He's walking off slowly now with some help from the coaches as Thibodaux's perhaps facing its season right now. 4th and 10. The ball on the Bearcat 43-yard line, the ball in the middle of the field.
Well, we got a little row going on in the stands just to our right over here also. So things are kind of falling apart at the seams. It is 4th down, 10 yards to go. The clock moving, 4 minutes, 50 seconds to play in the ball game. Man in motion to the right on this 4th down play for Lusky. Jeff Young, big rush put on. It's going to be intercepted across the way. Down the sideline goes Kamichi Womack, out of bounds, and flags are flying everywhere.
That play was set up by Terrence Hicks, who tapped the ball up into the air, and Womack made a one-handed interception and took off down the sideline. Let's see what the flag is, but that ought to close this thing out. The penalty was after the interception, so the ball will go over to the Bearcats with 4 minutes and 37 seconds left to go in the ball game. The Bearcats on top by 17, an apparent insurmountable lead for Ruston.
Penalty coming up against Ruston.
I think it may be a clip across the way toward the Ruston sideline as the referee gives us the signal.
That's it, a clip. 20-3 is our score. The Bearcats on top of the Tigers from Thibodaux. And the Bearcats with the ball, 4:37 to play in this football game. And here come the Bearcats to the line with a wing set to the left. That's Summerall coming in motion to this near side. Give the ball to Malcolm. Malcolm has got a blocker. Malcolm to the 40. Malcolm to the 35-yard line of the Tigers. 1st down and 10. Malcolm's biggest run of the night. Todd was finally brought down by Williams.
Todd Summerall with a tremendous block out on this right side. He didn't put his man on the ground, but he kept pushing him back, and Malcolm picked up the yardage.
4:27, and now starting to move at the 35-yard line of the Tigers. Here come the Bearcats. Send Carr out to the left side. The ball on this near hash. Moving north to south, our left to right. Summerall on the wing to the left. Payne over that left side, follows Malcolm. Flags are down. Payne's inside the 20, inside the 15. Payne to the 13-yard line. But we've got flags back up at the 31-yard line. Could very well be holding against Ruston.
They are talking to the captains of Thibodaux, and that's the call, holding against the Bearcats. That'll nullify the fine run by Payne. Payne, a workhorse tonight. 4 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the ball game. The Bearcats on top by 17, 20-3.
Payne with over 100 yards tonight. Not sure how much Malcolm has, but Payne a tremendous night here tonight. And Jeff Young has had just an absolute brilliant night on that defensive team. 1st down and 20 for the Bearcats at the Tiger 45-yard line. Slot set to the left side. Here comes Summerall in motion. And Laird rolls to this near side. He's got his tight end, Mason. Mason's going to come out of bounds at the Tiger 39-yard line, picking up 6 on the play.
Alexander Williams hit Mason on that play about the 45-yard line, but just bounced off Brian as he picked up the extra yards on a strong run after the catch. So far tonight, Derek Payne, 19 carries, 110 yards. Ramon Malcolm, 19 carries, 75 yards.
Well, right now, they'll just be content to kill all the time they possibly can off this clock. 3:37 left in the ball game. Bearcats over the Tigers, 20-3. Laird drops back. Laird's got a man. Summerall wide open. 20, 15, 10, 5. Todd Summerall scores the winning touchdown tonight. 3:30 left in this ball game, and the Bearcats are up by a score of 26-3. Heading to New Orleans next weekend.
The sixth touchdown of Todd Summerall's receiving career with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the ball game. The Bearcats have blown this one open 26-3.
Metzger in to try the point after out of the hold of Brad Laird. Wait the snap. It's placed. It's up. It's good. As they come back up the field, it's Ruston 27 and the Tigers 3. We'll take a 60-second break. You're listening to Bearcat football. That's 27, so what does that make it? 5:53? We're going to have to hurry to get
9 yards in 3 plays, using up 1 minute 7 seconds. Todd Summerall, a 39-yard pass from Brad Laird. Metzger the kick, set to kick off.
Metzger puts into the ball. This time a high end-over-ender going to the 15. Taken by Carter. Comes to this near side across the 25 up to the 29-yard line, where he is dropped by Michael Thompson and also Alphonse. It's first down and 10 to go for the Tigers. They mark it at the Tiger 28-yard line.
Bob, you can't say enough about the Ruston kick coverage tonight. From the very first play in the ball game, the fumble recovery on the 3, to that kickoff coverage right there, the special teams have been outstanding.
After some mistakes last Friday night up in Baton Rouge. From an eye, slot set to this left side. Joseph in the slot. And Lasky drops back. Little draw play to Harry. Harry's across the 30 up to about the 31, maybe to the 32-yard line before he's pulled down to the ground by number 47, Kamichi Womack, for that Ruston defensive unit, who have been brilliant here tonight, allowing only 3 points. They have been like a rubber band they were in that third quarter. They gave an awful lot, but they just wouldn't quite break for the Tigers. 2:55 and counting left in the ball game. From an eye, wing to the right side. Lasky back. Lasky puts the pass out. It's complete to Joseph. 35, 40, 45. He breaks it into the clear. Jeff Young is going to catch him from behind. That big defensive tackle, Jeff Young, at 205 pounds, caught the wide receiver, Joseph, from behind.
Bob, he looked like a sprinter on a track team that time, coming down from his defensive line position. The defensive backs couldn't quite bring him to the ground, but Jeff Young was sprinting down the field, made a tremendous defensive play.
Clock down to 2:35 and moving along. Slot to the left side from an eye. Lasky, draw play to Harry. Harry breaks it downfield to the 25, to about the 23-yard line. Another first down for the Tigers. Ruston heading to New Orleans. And once again, we can say the even number year is the year of the Bearcat.
82, 84, 86, 88,
and number 90, they head back. First down and 10 at the 23-yard line of the Bearcats. Tigers come to the line, heading toward the 2-minute mark left in this football game. Lasky back. Lasky rolls right. Lasky's going to be hit and dropped around the 21, maybe close to the 20-yard line. Bobby Williams made the first push on him, and then he was finished off by a whole host of Bearcats, including number 54, Mike Reeves. Gain of a yard to the 21. 22 it is. It'll be second down and 9. 1:40 left in this football game. Lasky has him up from an I formation. Slot set to this left side. Now Joseph heads in motion to the right. Lasky drops back. Lasky looks for a receiver, shoots it downfield. It's intercepted. No, they say he trapped it. Well, Rodney Young almost picked him off one, but they say he trapped it.
That would have been 6 if he'd been able to stand up and get the ball. It was way underthrown. Good defensive pressure by the defensive front of the Bearcats, all the way from Young to Thompson, all the way across the defensive backfield. Womack, the Bearcats have really played like a championship team tonight on defense and offense, but they've been swarming on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, this battle of unbeatens here with a combined record of 25-0 was everything we thought it would be. And the crowd included about 16,000 here at Nicholls State University tonight. 1:28 left in the ball game. Third down, about 9 yards to go for the Tigers. Sends Carter in motion to the right. Lasky, draw play to Harry. He's to the 20-yard line, that's all. Tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Big old number 72 is laying on the ground. That's Brian Houston. Stuck an arm out and tripped him up as he tried to cross the line. 1:10 and the clock running, and this will be the Tigers' last hurrah. 4th down and 7 yards to go at the Bearcat 20-yard line. Exactly 1 minute left in this football game. They come up with a double wing to the left side. And Lasky gives it to Harry. Harry's going to be knocked down at the 19 after a 1-yard gain. This football game is over. The Ruston Bearcats are going to the championship game in the Superdome next Saturday night with 49 seconds left here. And up in New Orleans, Catholic was leading Jesuit 18-7 in the 3rd period.
Jeff Young shaking hands with several of the Thibodaux players who came over to congratulate him. He was involved in that last play also. But the entire Bearcat defense looking very strong tonight and showing why they're headed to New Orleans next Saturday night.
Well, this defensive team was just absolutely unbelievable here tonight. Only the field goal with 2 seconds left in the first half mars that scoreboard down there as far as Ruston is concerned. Ruston up by a score of 27-3, and they'll run 2 more plays, and this ball game is history. Laird drops down to one knee, and the clock is moving along now. The battle of the unbeatens. Thibodaux 13-0 coming in, but Bearcats 12-0 coming in. Thibodaux will finish their season with certainly nothing to be ashamed of. They were beaten last year by Ouachita in the semifinals, and this year Ruston comes down south to knock them out also in the semifinals, 27-3. 20 seconds showing on the clock. One more snap, and Ruston will be on their way to the Superdome in New Orleans. And this ball game has got 10 seconds. It is over. The Ruston Bearcats have defeated Thibodaux by a score of 27-3. They moved to 13-0 on the year, ranked number 2 in the nation, and will play for the state championship next Saturday night in the Superdome. And of course, you'll hear all that action right here on the Big Z. Well, what a game and what a sight and what a crowd we have witnessed here tonight. Stay with us. We'll be back in a few moments now with all the post-game show, all the stats, and hopefully to get a final score from up in New Orleans for you as to who the Bearcats will be playing next Saturday night. But right now, let's take a 2-minute break. 2-minute break coming up. Our final score, Ruston 27, Thibodaux 3. You're listening to Bearcat Football. Ruston Bearcats have just defeated the Thibodaux Tigers by a score of 27-3. And what a sight we have witnessed, and what a ball game we have just witnessed. Before a crowd, approximately 16,000. And the Ruston defense tonight was just about the only word you could use for them, Joe, was absolutely superb. And we have just seen a great show of sportsmanship on behalf of both teams as they continue to mingle out in the center of the field and forming 2 lines earlier and filing down and shaking hands with each other. It was just, as we've said earlier in the ball game, and you have said earlier in the ball game, this is what high school athletics tonight was all about.
A beautiful sight here in Thibodaux as some of the fans that are left down on the field patting the Thibodaux kids on the back. They've got nothing to be ashamed about. They lost their first game of the year to the number 2 team in the nation, number 1 in the state. And the story tonight was turnovers, in part, intensity on the special teams, the defense. The offense played well. The offensive line played very well. And this is what high school football is all about. It's a shame you couldn't be with us. Like we talked about all night long, a tremendous crowd. I haven't seen anything like this in quite some time. The Thibodaux players are out on the field now.
Their alma mater.
Mingling with the crowd. Yeah, they're playing the Thibodaux alma mater, the Ruston contingent that came down the long trip from Ruston, over 5-hour trip down to Thibodaux, mingling with the players out on the field, and a beautiful sight to see. Bob, you mentioned something that sounds a little unusual, but it's true geographically. We're trying to get a score from up in New Orleans. That's how far south we are.
That's right. Well, it was a little omen of things to come on the opening kickoff when Thibodaux just could not pick the football up. They kept fumbling it around, and the Bearcats came barreling down on them and recovered it at the Thibodaux 1-yard line and went in and scored on the first play of the ball game. With only 10 seconds gone in the game, the Bearcats were up 7-0, and from then on, they never trailed, they never looked back, wanted going away. They had a little rough third quarter. They just couldn't get it in gear in that third period, but the fourth quarter all belonged to them and wanted going away by a score of 27-3. Joe, what about the scoring sheet?
The scoring went like this. First play of the game, like you mentioned, Bob, that set the tone. Special teams, the Bearcats recovered the ball on the 3-yard line. Derek Payne took it in. 7-0 Bearcats with just 10 seconds to lapse, 11 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in the first quarter of play. Michael Metzger with the kick. Ramon Malcolm scored next on a 1-yard run after a 98-yard drive that consumed 7 minutes and 51 seconds. It took 18 plays. The Bearcats really ran off a lot of clock and time of possession in that first half, and mostly on that drive, Metzger again with the PAT. Michael Metzger with the critical field goal, 36 yards, his second longest of the year, gave Ruston a 17-0 lead with 1 minute and 11 seconds left to go in the first half of play. And then Thibodaux scored its only points of the night on a 32-yard field goal by, let's see, what did we say? Bovalan, yeah. That was after a 50-yard play. That was with 2 seconds left to go. In the second half, in the third quarter, Michael Metzger again showing his skill. Metzger with a big game tonight, not only kicking field goals and extra points, but also some good punting tonight. Metzger with a 23-yard field goal after a 68-yard play, 68-yard drive, taking 11 plays, consuming 4 minutes and 46 seconds, giving the Bearcats a 20-3 lead. And finally, to close out the scoring, Todd Sumrall on a beautiful pass from Brad Laird, a 39-yard pass. Metzger again with the PAT set up by a Womack interception. The Bearcats were very balanced defensively. They were very intense. They showed great versatility in their offense. Derek Payne with the yeoman's job tonight, Ramon Malcolm, Todd Sumrall, John Carr with a couple of very critical catches. Just tremendous teamwork all the way across the field for the Bearcats tonight, Bob.
And once again, we say that defensive unit was just absolutely superb tonight. We're going to take another break for 60 seconds now, and then we'll run down all the stats for you and see if we can get a final score between Catholic and Jesuit and find out who the Bearcats will be playing in the Superdome next Saturday night. But that final score, Ruston.
I see a good basketball game last Saturday night, too. But anyway, Leighton, you're right. We can't be in two places at one time. But as you all know, the field of 8 is set for this weekend's Superdome Classic. 2 days of exciting high school football as champions in each of the 4 classes will be crowned by Saturday night. 4 of the teams worked out in the Dome this evening, including undefeated Haynesville. The Golden Tornadoes have been on a roll since day one and carry a 14-0 mark into Friday night's contest with U-High, who Coach Alton Franklin talked a little bit about tonight in New Orleans. It's a team, by the way, he's very familiar with, having lost to the Cubs in the finals of '88.
Well, I don't...
We'll leave in the morning for that date with Catholic High, or their date, I should say, with Catholic on Saturday night. Coach Chick Childress in his last game is the man in charge of the Cats. That after 12 great years at Ruston. His players know that's the case, and even though they're trying to downplay it a bit, it's in the back of their minds, and it will be a big motivating factor come Saturday.
We don't want to harp on, Coach Childress' last year, but we want to send him out a winner, for what he's done for Ruston High School and the entire Ruston community. So, in the back of our mind, it's there, and it's an extra incentive.
Well, it hadn't sunk in yet. Maybe next week or so it will, or we've just been approaching this, you know, as we would any normal game, and trying to stay away from that until the season's over.
Boy, my personal best wishes to Coach Childress this Saturday night. It's been a pleasure to
get beat by us, and so I don't think there's a revenge factor in there. I think that they would just like to win, regardless of who they're playing against. I think that they would be just as keyed up against us as they would be against maybe Riverside again, or West St. John, or someone of that nature. They just want to win just like we want to win, regardless of who they're playing against.
Haynesville coach, the very talkative Alton Franklin, will not be caught by surprise by the Cubs' weaponry. He knows the damage it can do.
They run a pro type, and they split wide on, you know, with 2 wide outs, and sometimes with just 1 wide out with 2 tight ends, and they do an excellent job of throwing the football and running with that Walker kid at tailback.
What are you going to have to do to contain that?
Well, I hope we can play good, solid defense, but that remains to be seen yet.
They're a very good football team. They're predominantly a running-oriented type of offense. They've got some very quick backs. They've got good speed. The linemen are good size. And they will like to run the fullback trap up the middle, and they'll run the speed play on the outside, run an option play, and then get you lulled to sleep with the run, and all of a sudden, before you know it, there's a defense or a split in behind you, and they're throwing a touchdown pass. So they'll lull you to sleep with the run and then throw the pass on you. So
bottom line, what's going to be the key to winning?
Score more points than they do.
You know, you think a guy who's been through the wars for as long as Alton Franklin would have more to say than put more points on the board, but his teams win. He's not the best interview in the world, as we find out, but his teams win. And 6 o'clock tonight, Gene will have a preview of the Jonesboro-Hodge game. They, too, are going for their 4th straight state championship, which is pretty much a great feat in itself. And then we'll talk about Ruston's game tomorrow night against Catholic of Baton Rouge, a game Gene is going to have mixed feelings about. He likes Ruston. He went to Catholic, so don't expect many pom-poms coming from Gene's arsenal.
And Gene can't make